Joining us now is Erin Perrine, the Principal Deputy Communications Director for the 2020 Trump campaign. Erin, yesterday we saw the Biden campaign report its first numbers, its fundraising numbers. He came in at $46.7 million, which is an astronomical number compared to the $18 million that he brought in the month before, but still very distant behind the Trump campaign. Are you fearful at all that the Biden campaign may be gaining steam when it comes to fundraising?
We are not concerned whatsoever regarding Joe Biden's fundraising. It has been lackluster at best. And I believe there was an article that just came out that said even if the Biden campaign raised $1 million every day from now until Election Day, they still couldn't catch where the Trump team is today. So even if we stopped fundraising, which we certainly are not, they still couldn't catch us. President Trump broke the political mold when he became a candidate and now the president. He filed for re-election on Inauguration Day. So that allowed us to build a big war chest to be able to compete and stay aggressive all the way through Election Day. No matter what Joe Biden does, he'll never be able to catch up.
And the figures for the Trump campaign really are amazing, actually, when you look at them. I mean, right now, according to reports, the Trump campaign has around $240 million on hand in that war chest that you're talking about, compared to about $26 million for Biden. I mean, that is a huge difference. I mean, I'm no math major at all, and I can tell the difference between that. So acknowledging that point, what does that mean for the Trump campaign? I mean, that's such a big advantage when you look at the figures itself, but when you put the figures into actual what it's spent on, what does that mean? How big of an advantage is that?
Well, our fundraising is a huge advantage for us because what it means is we're never going to be short on the resources to make sure we can fight to get President Trump 4 more years in the White House for the American people. It means that we can be aggressive in states across the country, protect the 2016 map that President Trump won, and expand upon it. And so this is the opportunity for us to be able to recruit volunteers, train volunteers, register voters, be in states across the country where people don't normally see Republicans win, and put President Trump well into 4 more years.
And when we talk about spending that money, too, the Trump campaign's digital arm is very effective. You look at their ads, you look at the way that they're able to control narratives over a lot of these type of conversations just through those effective ads. I mean, we've seen the one with Nancy Pelosi, for example, as of recently. That's been blasted across the internet. We've seen the allegations against Joe Biden. The reason we've seen them is because of those effective digital ads. Is the digital front going to be more in the playing field this time than maybe typical campaigns, for example, when maybe it's local news ads or something like that? Is it really going to be a digital focus?
Well, there's never anything typical when it comes to President Trump and his campaign. Like I said, President Trump broke the mold in 2016, and we have always been a data and digitally focused campaign from the very beginning. Sharing the data trust with the RNC gives us information to stay in contact with voters. And you see us out there every day on digital, engaging in conversations, putting out creative content, 7 nights a week of original broadcast content from the campaign. Digital has always been a huge part of this campaign, and it's reflective of the candidate himself. President Trump skirts the media noise. He doesn't need a political filter. He doesn't need a political analysis over top of him because he can go straight to the American people through Twitter and through his social media. When we activate all of the president's social media together, we reach an audience larger than the Super Bowl. Biden doesn't have that. He never will. And it's one of the many tools that we have that can absolutely keep us at the forefront and aggressive to win again.
I think that's really a testament to Brad Parscale, too. He's done a very good job putting together a team that can do that. And the work pays for itself. I mean, no matter if you're a fan of the president or not, you look at these ads. They're effective ads. I urge all of our viewers to go home and do so because you really get the message of what the Trump campaign is going to do, not only in the time right now, but also a little bit of a preview going into November as well. We already see the type of tensions flaring between Joe Biden and China, which is something that I feel like the campaign is trying to highlight. And acknowledging that point, too, you brought up that the Biden campaign is failing to really bring up any digital arm within themselves. They really don't have much of a following online. It's going to hurt them in that regard. And now they're looking to other things to try to bring that excitement. The most recent one is the consideration of bringing former First Lady Michelle Obama on board as a VP. Would that change anything for the campaign, or does the VP role really not mean much?
It doesn't matter who Joe Biden picks as his vice presidential nominee, because not only are they going to have to defend his over 30-year disastrous record as both a senator and the vice president of the United States, but now they're going to have to advocate and defend a terrible policy platform that he himself can't seem to understand when it comes to actually campaigning. To have to be Joe Biden's vice presidential nominee would be an absolute abomination to whoever decided to take that role, because you have to defend raising taxes on the middle class. You have to defend the Green New Deal and destroying gas and oil and energy jobs in this country. You talk about free health care for illegal immigrants. Those are not winning policies. Joe Biden's not a winning candidate. And no matter who the ticket is, they are not going to beat President Trump.
And we've already heard reports that Michelle Obama probably wouldn't be willing to accept that position either way. There's a joke to be made there about how late the former president, Barack Obama, waited to endorse Joe Biden, but it's not coming to mind right now. So I think that the Biden campaign is going to struggle on that front, really getting excitement behind his campaign, especially when the digital arm isn't there to do it. But at this point, only time will tell. Erin Perrine, always a pleasure having you on, breaking down the election for us. Thank you.